Hi, I'm Joe Wesley of J&L Creative Tours, and thank you again for visiting us, particularly if you're seeing us for the first time. We're going to talk today about COVID-19, There is an Afterlife, and our theme is turning a lemon into lemonade. And what do I mean by that? Well, most of us are caught up in coping today for necessity, and we forget that there will be a day after tomorrow and the day after that we'll have to respond for our personal lives, our well-being, our business. Please remember to click the subscription button below and also the bell to the right of that, because that way you'll be notified each time we put out another video series, which will be about a weekly case. And we also invite you to like or even dislike, but please provide a commentary. What I'm talking about, the mission of this video series, is to heighten your awareness so we can convert your focus from the stasis of coping by necessity to being creatively adaptive. And rather than lecture you about what needs to be done, ought to be done, we'll give you real case examples. As you know, COVID-19 has caused us to separate off from each other. And I say coping, I mean too much, too soon, too new, where we really don't have the ability or the luxury to separate out one piece at a time, focus what needs to be done, and then move on to the next item. We are literally swamped with our health, of ourselves, our family, our friends and associates, of our livelihood, of being able to keep a roof over our heads, being able to get paper. Again, coping, too much, too soon, too new. And because we get caught up in coping, we forget that there are other things we should also focus on. Now, the tendency of people is to say, look, I have enough trouble now just dealing with day to day. I really can't talk about what might be happening tomorrow. Understood, totally. But what we're going to show you is in creating a momentum, a shift from today's coping to adaptation to creativity. Not only do you have the opportunity to enhance your current lifestyle, but also your future in terms of your livelihood and your business. Now, a little bit of history here. Human beings as a species are meant to be together. And initially, this might have been a survival mechanism to stay warm, to protect ourselves, to hunt. And that has grown through the centuries, where it's more perhaps business focus, shopping focus. We find that if we collectively buy product, we can get likely a better deal. If you're a big business, you find that if you provide more services to more people, you provide a more competitive environment. This really hasn't changed. However, under stress, we're even more inclined to pull together by instinct. But COVID-19, ironically, has done just the opposite. Well, every expert I'm hearing from, that I'm reading about, has said, because of COVID-19, that the normal will be completely different from past history. So the danger is, if we're planning on getting back to what it was, then we're not going to be prepared for what is coming. And typically, our program is based on people putting together physically to show the value to your prospects, to your clients, so that you stand out your business from the competition. Under stress, people are more inclined to pull together for mutual support, mutual strength, mutual ideas. And that's the purpose of this series. And we do that by heightening your awareness. And my awareness was heightened by example. And I won't tell the full story, because if you click the link below with the title, COVID-19, There Will Be an Afterlife, that will share the story in detail about when my wife got her call from her hairdresser early on in the shelter-in-place mandate that she would no longer be able to provide my wife with any hairstyling. Being the loving husband that I am, my first thought was not, oh my gosh, my wife can't get her hair done. My first thought was, I'm going to need a haircut someday. And I went through a stage of shock, of humor and embarrassment. Shock, obviously, I hadn't thought about it, for something that I knew was going to have to be. and I'm a biology major. So I had a better understanding than perhaps many people that COVID-19 was going to be much more than simply a 2-day inconvenience. But I still assumed I could pick up the phone and get my hair cut. So that was the shock. The humor was, geez, I really didn't think about that. The embarrassment was several-fold. First off, I had thought myself as being rather entrepreneurial, proactive, assertive, pretty much thinking of things before it became obvious to everybody else. And one of my phrases was, I connect the dots very good. And that's what gives me a competitive advantage. Well, to put this in a business perspective, once my wife got her call, I got my clippers in about a 2 or 3 day time period. People now, at the time of this video, have to wait 3 to 4 weeks for those same clippers, likely at a higher price. Maybe not to the same quality. If you look at this business model again, concept, they are at a competitive disadvantage from myself because of my awareness earlier on. I was more prepared to get better quality, likely at a lower price, likely to do what I have to do. So in heightening your awareness, we all benefit from it. And by the way, I mentioned again that I was an engagement expert. One of the challenges I will provide each of you in the audience, if you agree with what we're talking about here, when you like or dislike, please share with us. What are you doing new now that you weren't doing before COVID-19? That's either enhance your current lifestyle in a personal manner and enhance your business life, not only for now, but also for the future. And we work by examples. And my example for the moment is a school teacher, middle grade, where she had to teach shelter-in-place format. And as a result, she taught Monday through Friday, giving her course instruction. One parent one day watched the series, wrote to the teacher that I like what you're doing. It's a good program, but I'm watching my son, and he's having trouble keeping up. If you could present your material on a whiteboard, it would be much easier for him to follow your flow. The teacher hadn't thought about that. When she went online, she saw a 2 to 3 week backlog to order a whiteboard. She teaches classes every day, Monday through Friday. So what she did, she used her shower curtain. And at the end of each school session, she could wipe the shower curtain down and start again fresh the next day. Well, clearly, from her coping mode of getting the course instruction out to a creative adaptive mode that her students will benefit, likely she will benefit as a first step moving forward from her stasis of coping to creative adaptation, and likely everything she does from now on will be more successful focused. So this is the series about what we're presenting, that we move from the stasis of coping for the moment, not being distracted for what needs to be done, but because of a heightened awareness provided by this video series, you can say, oh, I never thought about that. Geez, that's a good idea. To the point that let me look at what I'm doing in a different format. So please, again, click the subscribe button, the notification button so you don't miss future series that states COVID-19, there is an afterlife. And provide your comments, because we will all pull together as human beings are meant to be, even though we're separated apart, to learn together, grow together, share our expertise with each other. And if we can do this very nicely, perhaps bring you into the series of dialogue and share your story on a personal level after you've shared with me on the comments below. And by the way, feel free to mention your business as a part of what you're doing. This is Joe Wesley of J&L Creative Tours. Thank you for visiting us. Please come back again. Please subscribe and share your comments. Stay safe.